Every empire needs a capital, a place where power resides, where history is written, and where decisions ripple across the nation. For the Archadian Empire, that city is Archades. Unlike the desert streets of Rabanastre or the sacred halls of Mount Baromeses, Archades is not rooted in faith or tradition. It's built on ambition, a metropolis that rises into the clouds, declaring the Empire's dominance for all to see. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I would just like to announce that the first members only video will be up this Saturday, so if you want to see it and further support the channel, consider becoming a member. My goal for the rest of the year will be to hit 4,000 subscribers, so consider subscribing to the channel and let your fellow Final Fantasy friends know about this so we can keep growing. I also stream on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 8 PM PST, so come hang out as we play through an array of single-player games and explore the lore in real time as we play through. Today, we step into the city of marble and steel. We'll walk its layered streets, listen to the voices of its citizens, and uncover the political, social, and symbolic heart of the Archadian Empire. Archades is not simply another city in Ivalice. It is the beating heart of an empire. From here, the Solidor dynasty commands a realm that stretches across continents, swallowing smaller kingdoms, annexing territories, and reshaping cultures. It is a city that represents both order and expansion. While Rabanastre struggles under occupation, Archades flourishes as the jewel of conquest. The wealth of 100 nations flows here, fueling its endless growth. But Archades is not a city that looks backwards. Unlike the ruins of Zanarkand in another age or the ancient temples of the Kiltian faith, Archades is defined by its forward momentum. Its skyscrapers rise ever higher, its technologies advance without restraint, and its ambitions know no bounds. Archades was meant to feel distinct from every other city in Final Fantasy XII. Where Rabanastre embodied the energy of a desert crossroads, Archades was modeled after modern metropolises like Tokyo and New York, a place of scale, ambition, and verticality. This difference wasn't just aesthetic, it's quite thematic. Archades needed to feel like the center of progress, for better and for worse. One of Archades' most defining features is its social stratification, a city quite literally built in layers. At the bottom, in the vicinity of Old Archades, are the slums and the worker districts. Compared to the luxurious state of Archades, this area of the city is mostly where people of lower status live. However, they gather their status here in a slightly different way. During a small mini-quest in the game, we must gather gossip, or as kids call them today, tea, in order to gain access to the main city itself. While this is mostly true regardless of where one is, because there is little in Old Archades in the way of monetary funds, information is the true currency in the slums. The middle tiers are where the city truly feels alive. Shops, officials, and scholars fill the streets, bustling with ambition. Here, every conversation is about advancement, who's moving up in the world, who's falling out of favor, and how one might climb those ranks. And finally, there is Cenoble, the crown of the city. Its wide boulevards and polished stone stand in stark contrast to the rest of Archades. Only the wealthiest nobles and political elites live here, and they carry themselves with the smug assurance of those who believe they were born to rule. To the player, reaching Cenoble isn't automatic. We must collect chops, tokens of social proof, before we can ascend. This system often frustrates players as it did me, but it serves a purpose. It forces us to engage with the very mechanics of Arcadian society. To climb Archades, we must play its game of favors and appearances. The chop system was the brainchild of this developing team. Yasumi Matsuno, the original director for the game, believed Archades should not just look hierarchical, but feel hierarchical. Even though he left development before the game was fully complete, his vision remained. The player should experience firsthand how bureaucracy and privilege gatekeep access to power. What truly makes Archades come alive, it's not its architecture, but its people. In the lower and middle districts, conversations revolve around aspiration and survival. Citizens complain of debts, dream of moving up, or gossip about who has earned favor with the Senate. You feel the constant churn of ambition. As you rise higher, the tone changes. Nobles in Cenoble don't discuss dreams. They discuss entitlement. Their lines are dripping with arrogance, dismissing the lower classes as irrelevant. To them, Archades is not a city to be earned, it is their birthright. This atmosphere is reinforced by the music. Hitoshi Sakimoto composed the theme for Archades that is light and aristocratic, almost playful. It's elegant, refined, and utterly detached. Unlike the warmth of Rabanaster's bustling bazaar, Archades' music makes you feel like you are intruding on a space reserved for the elite. It has been explained that the goal was not to make Archades sound threatening, but to capture the illusion of refinement. To the citizens of Archades, this city is not necessarily a dictatorship. It's a symbol of progress, but the elegance of the music masks the coldness of this kind of society. Hence why the party can enter Archades without any hostilities despite their multiple run-ins with Archadian soldiers throughout the story. Archades is not just a city of wealth, it is the stage for the Empire's politics as well. At its center lies the Imperial Senate, once a powerful institution. The senators debate policies, levy taxes, and cling to the influence that their families have enjoyed for generations. But by the time of Final Fantasy XII, their power is fading. The true authority rests with House Solidor. Emperor Gramis still sits upon the throne, but his son Vayne is the one who commands the Empire's future. Through cunning strategy and ruthless manipulation, Vayne strips the Senate of its relevance, consolidating power in himself, even going as far as murdering his own father in pursuit of power and ambition. This shift from noble governance to authoritarian rule is not accidental, nor is it anything new. It is the natural progression of an empire at its peak. History echoes here. Many real-world empires saw their councils and senates reduced as their singular rulers tightened their grip on power. The writers of Final Fantasy XII deliberately modeled Archades' politics on the decline of aristocratic power in European empires. Just as monarchs centralized control in the early modern era, so too does Vayne dismantle the Senate. Archades becomes the symbol of this transformation, a city that once reflected noble privilege, now overshadowed by imperial ambition. Archades is also a hub of science and innovation. The most infamous example of this is the Draclor Laboratory, where Dr. Cid conducts research into nethicite, stones of unimaginable power. This facility represents the cutting edge of Archadian ambition, and the attempt to control forces that once belonged only to the gods and their chosen ones. For the player, Draclor is a turning point. Infiltrating its sterile halls, we discover the true scale of the Empire's ambitions. It is here that secrets are revealed, about Cid's obsessions, about Vayne's goals, and about the terrible potential of manufactured nethicite. The design of Draclor was inspired by modern corporate towers and laboratories. The developers wanted players to feel like they were infiltrating something familiar, less like a dungeon and more like a corporate headquarters. While other areas of the games are ancient and mystical, Archades and Draclor embody the dangers of modern architecture itself. When viewed as a whole, Archades becomes more than just a city. It is a symbol of the Empire. Its tiers reflect the rigid hierarchy of society. Its vertical architecture embodies endless ambition, always reaching upward, never satisfied. Its elegance hides corruption, presenting progress while concealing exploitation. For the party, Archades is transformative. For Ashe, it is the moment she understands the vast scale of the power she opposes. For Balthier, it is a reckoning with his father's legacy, as Draclor reveals the madness of Dr. Cid. For Vaughn, it is a confrontation with the very heart of the empire that took everything from him. Archades sharpens the motivations of each character, pushing them forward towards the climax of the story. Archades also presents a technical and artistic challenge in addition to its significance in the story and the lore of the characters. Archades was meant to feel functional. Unlike fantastical towns that serve only as backdrops, Archades needed to feel like a living, breathing metropolis. The use of elevators, airship docks, and sky bridges gave the sense of a city built for millions. The design drew from European capitals like Vienna and Paris, infused with the vertical density of Tokyo. The result was a place that felt both historical and modern, a city that could believably serve as the hub of a powerful empire. Even the NPC dialogue was carefully written to reinforce the city's obsession with status. Developers wanted players to hear ambition in every word, arrogance in every noble, and envy in every commoner. Archades is the face of the empire, a glittering jewel that dazzles the eye while hiding the shadows beneath its towers. It is a city built on ambition, where status determines destiny, and progress is pursued without restraint. Every street, every tower, every whispered conversation tells the story of an empire reaching for the heavens while casting long shadows below. Square Enix designed Archades not just as a location, but a statement. It embodies the central themes of Final Fantasy XII, the dangers of unchecked power, the allure of ambition, and the cost of progress. This is Archades, the towering heart of the empire, where the fate of Ivalice is written in marble and ambition, and where the sky is never enough. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel to see more Final Fantasy content. I stream Wednesdays and Saturdays at 8 PM PST, so hope to see you there. Other than that, this is Enzo signing out, and I will see you all soon.